So my topic is taking control in the home. I think it really breaks down to 4 major things, and that's mindset, throughout the whole process, staying assumptive and being confident, as well as providing structure while you're in the home. So as far as mindset goes, I would say it starts off with your dial day. So making sure that you have 30 appointments. As long as you have 30 appointments throughout your whole week, the numbers are always going to be in your favor. Having 30 appointments, that helps my confidence too, because like I said, if I only sell 2 out of the 30 appointments, I'm already getting my money back, and then I'm also not begging people to buy from me. If they're not buying, then I'm on to the next one because I have so many appointments I got to get to. And then that mindset also translates into my run days. So as I'm running appointments, when I'm waking up in the morning on run days, I'm making sure I'm dialing into the training. I'm listening to podcasts. So while I'm driving to appointments, I'm listening to podcasts. I take 10 minutes before I get to appointment to make sure that I focus on the sale. So I'm picturing the sale, picturing out what this is going to look like, assuming the sale. I mean, if you think about it, they filled out the form requesting help. They booked an appointment with me, so it would be silly for me to think that they wouldn't be wanting my help. And that also gives me confidence when I go to the door. So as I'm going to the door, I'm able to just introduce myself, walk into the home, find a table, and that all comes from just having that confidence that I had. And just confidence in the whole process too, thinking about the fact that you have an insurance license. You went through this whole process to get your insurance license, right? And so you have the power to change people's lives. And I think that's really huge. So all these people, if they had somebody that they knew could help them, they would reach out to them for insurance, right? So they don't have that. So what they're doing is they're filling out forms online. They're sending in forms. They're asking for our help. So if I think about it that way, I'm just going there to help them put this protection in place for their families, help protect their legacy. And then as far as structure goes, so when I'm in the home, I think this is super huge to have structure because it also helps them understand what the process is going to look like. For me, as far as in-home goes, I'm still pretty new, so I play around with different options. It wasn't until recently that I found a structure that worked for me, and you can find that through all the free training that we have online. So if you were to go onto YouTube, listen to podcasts, try to find an in-home that fits with you and your personality, you can find that there's a bunch of people who are super successful in this, right? So if you can find something that fits, that you feel like you connect with them, that allows you to find an in-home that works with you. What's really helped me as far as getting confidence in the home is when I'm getting there, I'm making sure that they're understanding how this whole process is going to go. So I start off, saying I want to find something that's 1, affordable for them. 2, I want them to understand the program and all it offers as far as protection on them, their house, their home, each other. And then lastly, I want to make sure that they qualify for it. So I just tell them that obviously I can't actually make sure they qualify. I just work with all these companies. I'm not the one that actually is able to qualify you. So what we're going to do is we're going to send an application to see if we can get you approved for the coverage. And by doing that, I think that also helps them know that the whole process, that at the end of it, we're going to send an application and we're going to put some protection in place for their family. And I do this whole process too with trial closes. So I always say, does that make sense? Do you understand? And all that kind of helps me to just make sure that they're following on the same page as me, because I don't want them to get all the way to the end and then be confused that, we have to send an application, or, I have to give you my banking information. I'm assuming the sale, right? So I'm assuming that if they're understanding all these steps that I'm taking them so far, that it makes sense that we're going to send an application, because I can't approve them and we need to get them approved. And lastly, if they're not having it as I'm going through it, I can kind of tell with how they're responding back to me. So if they're kind of getting lost, or they're confused on any part of it, or they're not, when I'm digging deep into questions on their why, or who's going to be left with all, picking up all the pieces and things like that. If they're not coming back to me and relating with me and helping me through the process, I kind of can get a feel that they're not going to buy from me. And then that also helps me to just not waste my time. So if I have, again, the 30 appointments in my favor, I'm not sitting there wasting time. I think when I first started, I would go in and I'd be building so much rapport. I'd be talking about, it's awesome, you have plants. I love plants. Or I would just try to connect with them on some silly topic to try to build a relationship with them. But it wasn't really working for me, because I would just become friends with them, and then at the end of it, they weren't buying. So making sure that when you're walking in, you're pointing out pictures of their family on the walls, or just asking about things that would actually relate to it. We're giving a client worksheet, right? So when I first started, I would just ask the basic things, right? But as I'm going through, I'm trying to fill out that sheet and trying to load it up with a bunch of different, I'll talk about their family, or I'll dig into what they already have for coverage, and all that stuff will help me figure out what we can actually get them approved for. Really dig into their health too, and if they're not, giving you feedback on health, or they think they're perfectly healthy, you can even dive into, what is your family's health? Like, how's your dad, is his health pretty good? Your mom's side, is their health pretty good? And all those stuff, if you really dig deep into them, you can find ways that you can help them understand that this protection is important. And like I said, if they're not buying, then you can just, move on to your, say, I appreciate, obviously, I was trying to help you get some coverage put in place, and if the time isn't right for you right now, you can definitely still give them your card, and they can still think about it in a way, but you got to get going because you have a bunch of other appointments. And so that's when I think, the mindset in the beginning where I was saying you need to have 30 appointments, that definitely helped me personally is making sure I have all those appointments so that I don't get caught up trying to beg someone for a sale. I'm able to just get going because I have a bunch of other families that do need my help. My name is Keifer, and my topic was taking control in the home.